TV shows.
Did you have anything to do with the death of your wife, Corey?
I did not.
There's a woman that you might want to question.
Documentaries.
I've never spoken to anybody about this.
And books have long told the real-life stories of good versus evil.
From This American Life and WBEZ Chicago, it's Serial.
But now more than ever, people are learning the ins and outs of true crime cases through their headphones.
I've always loved unsolved mysteries.
And car stereos.
I needed something to listen to while I commute.
Laura Terry, Ginger Beck, and Brittany Miller. Friends who fall into that category.
It's not okay that she disappeared and going on 2 years.
Friends who love podcasts about crime.
What draws you in?
We're just drawn to, the what if.
And the psychology behind why, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello.
Hi.
And welcome.
Their favorite is My Favorite Murder, hosted by Karen Kilgariff and Georgia Hard Stark.
It's like two girls that you knew from high school that are talking about a murder like it's something that happened at lunchtime.
A resident of the top charts, the podcast has a cult-like following, including 500 listeners that make up its Arkansas fan group on Facebook.
Stay sexy.
And don't get murdered.
Brittany even sports a tattoo with the show's notorious sign-off.
I love the saying, stay sexy, don't get murdered. I love it. And everything it stands for.
Community, entertainment, empowerment.
And there are stories of people who listen to the podcast who avoided scenarios, because they were like, stay sexy, don't get murdered, and I'm not going to talk to this person.
Dr. Edward Powers, chair of sociology, criminology, and anthropology at the University of Central Arkansas, studies the impact of crime on society.
The media does influence how people think about crime, how people think about evidence, how people think about justice.
He says true crime stories can help simplify an often complicated criminal justice system and act as a form of social control.
If you are exposed to media that says good will always triumph over evil in the end, it encourages you not to be evil because you're afraid you'll get caught. So I think that's a super positive effect for society.
But he's not immune to the fact that the bad guys don't always get caught. That's where series like Helen Gone come in.
There was no sign of Rebecca, but there were ominous signs that something very bad had happened there.
Based in the Arkansas Ozarks, it tells the story of 22-year-old Rebecca Gould, who disappeared on September 20th, 2004. Authorities found her body within a week, 5 miles south of Melbourne. More than 14 years later, though, the murder remains unsolved.
I'd always wanted to do Rebecca's case because I felt a personal connection to it, because it was a challenge, and because I thought it might be solvable.
Helen Gone host Catherine Townsend is a New York-based writer and private investigator, but as an Arkansas native, Rebecca's case felt personal to her. She and her team spent 6 months in Mountain View trying to uncover new clues. How have you seen this podcast at least work toward solving the case?
Once we were there for a while and people really understood what was going on, I've just been amazed at how many people have come forward and continue to come forward.
The podcast, with millions of downloads since its October premiere, has brought in tips from all over. But Townsend's work continues.
I think it's really important to never leave a stone unturned and keep going. I mean, she was murdered and there's no justice for her family. So it's really important to keep the investigation going.
We want a justice system that works. We want one where the right people are arrested, the right people are penalized.
Dr. Powers believes Townsend and others like her play an important role in that.
It makes the criminal justice process more transparent.
Asking questions, raising red flags.
I expect to see more of it.
And drawing the attention of people like Laura, Ginger, and Brittany, not just podcast listeners.
Podcasts, to me, are what radio was for families before there was TV.
But part of a long-standing,
it was a community,
and ever-growing true crime culture.
Look, listen. Stay sexy. And don't get murdered.
Michael Aaron, THV 11 News.